Hello everyone, my name is Edward and welcome back to another review. I'm a little sick right now, so I apologize if my throat scratches up or if something happens mid-recording. But yeah, you're just gonna have to deal with it, sorry. The game I'm checking out today is Old Undertale Last Corridor Deluxe, which is the game I've been eyeing for quite a while recently. But it finally got on my radar and I'm finally ready to play it. So I did play it. I played with the owner for a little bit and tried out a bunch of characters. I played against a bunch of characters. It has a bunch of unique mechanics. The attacks or something. We'll get into that later. But everything is actually pretty cool. And I kind of like it. Let's get into the actual review. I'll tell you guys how I feel about it and everything in a minute. So, what makes this game so special against other games? A quest system, for one. Quest systems are very good in any case whatsoever. It just makes the gameplay feel a lot more 3D than it does flat, and I definitely enjoy this one a lot. You can complete different little quests. You get a random one whenever you click the little quest board thing, and some of them are a little more difficult than others, but you know, the prices that you get from completing those quests are pretty fair. What do you get from completing the quests? Gold, of course. Gold can be used for buying themes and buying skins. Well, skin crates. The skin system I don't really like that much. It's just kind of the old ULC skin system, except it has some changes. And the changes aren't very good to me. They don't really even show the name of the characters. You just have to guess based off of the picture that it shows you, which I can't really guess what this is. But anyways, the skin system is also pretty good on the other end on equipping the skins. They change a lot more with the character. Like Sans has an entire Call of the Void character, which I feel like is pretty cool. Anyways, what else does this game have? Oh, right, themes. I said you could buy themes in this game earlier, right? Well, yes you can. Theme shop. That exists. This is something that I think a lot of Undertale Roblox devs have thought about at least once before, a theme shop of some kind to switch out themes, at least if you're developing a Sans card type game like this. But a theme shop is, for this one game at least, it's actually really cool. I like the way they do it, equipping different themes, pretty cool. There isn't a lot right now, and I wish there were more, but it's pretty okay for what you have currently. So what else is there? Well, there's rig morphs for once, and rig morphs are kind of like models that are like animatable and like movable, so they kind of move around a lot more, they're more fluid than older models. And yeah, that's a big change from it, because this game has original models, and that's something that really pulls it out. If anything, I feel like they should switch the thumbnails out to one of their current models, like Distrust. I love the Distrust model. It's like very cool for me. Anyways, original models beside, how does the gameplay actually work, and how does it flow well? The gameplay doesn't switch up much variety from how old DLC works, considering it's kind of the exact same thing, but there are a couple differences. For one, the Sans team's attacks have been reworked and tweened, well most of them have, but they're pretty cool to fight against now. However, some attacks, and by some I mean the majority, aren't very well made to the character, as in they don't flow as well as I think that they should. Certain characters have attacks that just feel out of place and just don't feel with them, like Disbelief for some reason can attack with his bone, but it's like a really weird animation. He's old, I guess, but it also just doesn't flow well. This is a situation with most characters, where most attacks don't fit well with the character, which doesn't make them as fun to play as. Another thing that's kind of a problem for me is special effects, or having something special take place during the rounds. There's no intro cutscenes for any of them, there's no, in-between cutscenes, but there is a couple final attacks actually. Actually, Last Breath Phase 1 has a final attack to transition between Last Breath Phase 2, but between the final attack and between Phase 2, there's nothing that signifies that Phase 2 is coming right afterwards, until you just plopped right into Phase 2. There was no cutscene, there's no special effects, you just plopped right into it, which feels kind of lame to me. And Phase 2 itself, for Last Breath, doesn't really feel that organized, and doesn't feel like it comes together as well as I think it should. Distrust also, Distrust is actually pretty cool. I like Distrust. Distrust was pretty fun to play as. But yeah, most of the characters don't really flow as well as I think they should, and I think they need some work with the attacks. Kara team is a little confusing to talk about as well, because most of the weapons there haven't been reworked completely. However, the morph characters, where you play as Kara, Frisk, and all of those different little doodads, they have been rigged, so that means they're animated and everything, which is something I didn't expect from this game, since a lot of Until Last Quarter fan games don't actually do this, but this one did. The Frisk models haven't changed that much though, and they're kind of the same, except they're just kind of ULC models but edited. That's fine by me, really. It doesn't really matter to me a lot. But yeah, the weapon gameplay is pretty cool. Stick is animated and has a new rework. Some other weapons have a rework, I think. I haven't checked all of them out, but most of them don't really have any reworks, and it's kind of the exact same thing. So while Stick has like a really cool animation, all of them feel like really weird to play as. Some souls have been reworked, I'm pretty sure, as well. Haven't really checked a lot of those out, too, but, you know, I think they're pretty cool. Car gameplay isn't that fun to play as, but I don't really expect it to be that from a ULC fan game, so, whatever. But, you know, the gameplay is definitely something that is very hard to get right in ULC fan games, to make something original on the Car team side and on the Sans team side. That's something that's hard to get right between both of them. You want to create fun gameplay for both teams, so Sans team feels fun and cool to play as, while the Car team feels very fun to play as for that team as well, you know? If anything, I wish they acted more as a team in more ULC games, rather than just, like, separated, you know? ULC does this pretty well, but I still think it has some problems that holds it back from being a main team game with, like, supporting players and stuff, but I can talk about that in another video. Anyways, so what do I rate this game? I think I'm going to give this game a 7 out of 10. The models are original, and they are exactly what I came for. They're original and make the game feel something else that isn't Until Last Quarter. If anything, this game could probably rename itself to something else, and I think it'd be fine with that. The gold mechanic is pretty cool, how you can buy themes and also buy skins, but the skin shop isn't also, or the skins itself, the skin rolling isn't as good as I think it should be. Skin selecting is pretty cool, some skins are pretty cool. The attacks don't flow together as well as I think, as I already stated. Car team feels pretty okay to play as, but you know, overall the gameplay is pretty stale. But it's still pretty fun at some points, so you might as well give it a shot. Go ahead and play the game in the description. Seriously, form your own opinion from this. This is just my point of view of things. But anyways, I think that kind of does it for this video. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Join my Discord server if you want. Play the game, link in the description. And yeah, that's pretty much all. Thank you so much for joining. Bye.